If we are one, then your frequency is not just personal. It is a contribution to the whole. And every time you stabilize your own field, you make it easier for others to do the same. If we are one, then mastery is not about rising above humanity. It is about embodying divinity within it. In part 1, we mapped the timeless war for your attention. We saw how the great traditions, Zen, Kriya, TM, and conscious cooking, arose as counter-technologies to the frequency manipulation of their times. And I gave you 2 foundational practices, the 60-second frequency reset and the Daily Stillness Window. If you've been practicing these, you may have already noticed small shifts, a little more space between stimulus and response, a little more ease in the body, a little less grip from the noise. Today, we build on that foundation. We move from level 1 to level 2, from basic frequency hygiene to embodied mastery. Because this is the point where knowledge becomes embodiment. You see, it's one thing to recognize the frequencies that drain, distract, or destabilize you. It is another to develop the inner steadiness to remain present when those frequencies arise. Level 2 invites you to move beyond simply managing your energy and into consciously becoming a living expression of coherence, clarity, and mastery you seek. Because information alone does not create transformation. You can understand the importance of protecting your energy, calming your nervous system, and choosing higher thoughts. But mastery begins when those understandings become lived responses. So what we're doing today is about carrying your awareness into real life, into your relationships, your challenges, your choices, and the moments when it is easiest to fall back into old patterns. It is where frequency hygiene becomes a way of being. Hi, I'm Daryl T. Johnson, a musician, a teacher, and a QHHT hypnosis practitioner. I'd like to welcome all of you to episode 46 of If We Are One. Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of this 2-part series. Let's begin with this. Awareness is non-local. It is not inside your head. It is not inside your body. It is the field in which everything appears. But in this human incarnation, awareness anchors through the body. You can have profound insights, deep realizations, high states of consciousness. But if your nervous system is dysregulated, if your body is stuck in survival mode, you will be easily pulled back into reactivity. This is why the body is the frequency ground. When the body is chronically activated, shallow breathing, constant tension, never enough rest, your baseline frequency is low. You're more susceptible to fear, more reactive to triggers, more easily manipulated by outer forces. When the body is regulated, breath deep, muscles able to relax, nervous system able to shift between activation and rest. Your baseline frequency is higher. You can meet chaos without being consumed by it. Mastery, then, is not just knowing. It is being able to stay present under pressure. And that requires a regulated, coherent body. In this episode, we're going to work directly with that body. Through breath, through stillness, through nature, and through movement. These are not nice-to-have practices. They are essential technologies for anyone who wants to live as a master in training in this world. So let's start with the breath. Breath is the most direct lever to have on your nervous system and your energy field. Change the breath, and you change the state. There are many breath traditions. Today I want to focus on one in particular, connected circular breathing. The kind used in DMT-style sessions and various rebirthing practices. This is often called connected breathing or conscious connected breathing. And I want to be clear, I'm not giving any medical advice here. This is a spiritual and energetic practice. If you have serious medical conditions, especially cardiovascular or respiratory issues, you should consult a professional before engaging in intense breath work. Now, for the sake of clarity, this is not to be confused with the circular breathing technique used in playing musical wind instruments like brass or woodwinds. This is completely different. With that in mind, here's the general shape of this practice. You breathe in a connected, circular way. No pause between the in-breath and the out-breath. Just to be clear, when we say circular breathing, we are not referring to forcing the breath or taking unusually large breaths. Circular simply means the breath is continuous. As the inhale naturally reaches its fullness, you allow it to soften immediately into the exhale. And as the exhale completes, you gently begin the next inhale. There's no holding at the top and no resting at the bottom. Just one smooth, connected rhythm. Imagine tracing a circle with your breath. Always moving, always flowing, with no hard corners to break. Again, this is often called connected breathing or conscious connected breathing. A deliberate practice of allowing the inhale to flow directly into the exhale, and the exhale directly into the next inhale, without any pausing between them. That being said, the breath is often faster and deeper than normal, sustained for a set period, anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour in a full session. You breathe through the mouth, usually to allow the rhythm to find itself. You're not trying to control the experience. You're allowing energy, emotion, and sensation to move. Now, what this does energetically is move stuck energy in the body, release stored emotion and trauma patterns, shift the brain into non-ordinary states where new insights and integrations can occur. In the context of our frequency war, this is powerful. Low frequency patterns thrive on stagnation, stuck energy, unprocessed emotion, frozen trauma. When energy can't move, those patterns lock in. Connected breathing gets energy moving. It doesn't dissolve your life problems. It clears some of the debris so you can respond from a clearer field. So I want to lead you through a short version of this, a grounded mini practice. Not a full session, but just a taste. Find a comfortable position, ideally lying down or seated where you won't fall. If you're driving or operating machinery, do not do this. Wait until you're in a safe space. Now, let's bring this into a simple practice of conscious, connected breathing. For today, we are practicing the foundation, a gentle, connected rhythm that allows the inhale to flow into the exhale, and the exhale to flow naturally into the next inhale. We will use an unforced cadence of about 3 seconds in and 3 seconds out. Approximately 10 complete breaths per minute. Something like breathing in and exhale. Simple as that. Some more advanced breathwork practice use faster rhythms, longer sessions, or intentional breath holds. Those are different, more intensive approaches. For now, let simplicity be the mastery. Smooth, steady, continuous breathing without strain. Settle into a comfortable seated or lying down position. And remember, there is nothing to force. Breathe in gently through the nose for 3 seconds, then exhale softly through the mouth for 3 seconds. Continue this easy, even rhythm, about 10 complete breaths per minute. So let's begin by breathing in softly for 3, 2, 1, and then breathe out 3, 2, 1. Again, in through the nose, 3, 2, 1, and out through the mouth, 3, 2, 1. As the exhale completes, allow the next inhale to begin naturally. No holding at the top, no holding at the bottom. Just one connected, continuous wave. Again, inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3. Let the breath move easily. If a count of 3 feels too full or too slow, shorten the rhythm and return to what feels natural for your body. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3. Feel the continuity of the breath. Inhale, release. Inhale, release. No strain, no performance, just presence. Continue for a few more cycles, allowing the body to settle and the mind to become quieter. And when you are ready, let go of the count and return to your ordinary, relaxed breath. What we have practiced here is simply a gentle, beginner-friendly introduction to conscious, connected breathing. There are more advanced breathwork methods that use faster rhythms, longer sessions, and intentional breath holds. If you feel called to explore those approaches, Take your time, do your research, and seek qualified instruction appropriate to your health, experience, and personal needs. And always practice in a safe setting, seated or lying down, never while driving, in water, or in a place where dizziness could put you at risk. If you feel lightheaded, uncomfortable, or distressed, simply stop and return to your natural breath. Now, I just want you to remember this. Mastery does not require intensity. It begins with awareness, one conscious breath connected to the next. Now, let's add another layer to your stillness practice. You already have your daily stillness window, 5 to 10 minutes of simply sitting and doing nothing special. Now here's a practice you can bring into any moment. It's called the gap of the breath. Allow your lips to close softly and breathe naturally in and out through the nose. Notice the tiny turning point between each inhale and exhale. The brief, quiet space where one breath ends and the next movement begins. Do not hold, lengthen, or force the breath. Simply notice that natural gap and allow your attention to rest there for the next few breaths. We'll stay with this for about 1 minute. When you practice on your own, you may allow yourself 5 minutes or longer to gently explore the stillness between the breaths. Even in movement, there is a quiet center. Now, here's an affirmational practice. The I am anchor. Multiple times a day, silently say, I am. No additions. No, I am this or I am that. Just the bare recognition of being. Use this as a reset button when you feel pulled into noise. Over time, this becomes a frequency anchor. Your system learns. When I return to I am, I return to ground. This is one of my personal favorites. These practices, combined with your daily stillness window, train the nervous system that stillness is safe. And that is a huge part of the frequency shift. Now let's move from the inner body to using Gaia as a co-regulator. There's a Japanese practice called Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing. It's not hiking for exercise. It's slow, intentional time in nature with the goal of presence. In a metaphysical frame, this is more than stress reduction. It is entrainment, the alignment of an organism's circadian rhythm to that of an external rhythm in its environment. Gaia is a living field of coherence. When you immerse in nature, trees, water, sky, your frequency entrains to a more stable, grounded rhythm. Here's a simple way to practice. Once a week, spend 20 to 30 minutes in a park, in the woods, or near water. Minimal talking, no phone. Walk slowly or sit. Let the senses lead: sight, sound, or smell, or touch. Don't try to achieve anything. Just be with what is. You might notice the breath deepens on its own. The mind slows. The body relaxes in a way that's hard to replicate indoors. This is not escaping the world. This is retuning your instrument so you can meet the world from a clearer field. In the context of our frequency war, this is strategic. When you're constantly inside artificial environments, screens, fluorescent light, recycled air, your system is bathed in a certain frequency. Often, it's a high stimulation, low coherence frequency. Nature offers a different frequency, older, slower, more grounded. Even the earth has its own subtle electromagnetic rhythm, often associated with the Schumann resonance, commonly cited around 7.83 hertz. We are not separate from the natural rhythms that sustain us. Time outdoors can remind the body and mind of a slower, more spacious rhythm than the one created by constant stimulation. Regular immersion in that field helps you maintain a higher baseline, making you less susceptible to the lower frequency patterns we've been talking about. Now, I'd like to talk about movement as frequency stabilization. Stillness and breath are primary, but movement is the integrator. When you do breath work or deep stillness, energy moves. Sometimes it gets stuck if there's no outlet. Movement helps it integrate. Here are a few options. Slow forms like Tai Chi, Qigong, slow yoga flows. They emphasize breath plus movement plus awareness. The goal is not performance, it's presence in motion. There are expressive forms, free movement, dance, shaking practices. They let the body release and reorganize after breath work or stress. Don't worry about how it looks. Let it be messy. There is everyday movement, walking meditation, slow, aware steps, feeling each footfall. Things like simple stretching with attention on sensation, not performance. Even washing dishes can be a movement practice if you're fully present. The key is move with awareness. When you move with awareness, you teach the body that energy can flow without chaos. That is a hallmark of mastery. The ability to be dynamic and still at the same time. And let's talk explicitly about frequency as protection and deterrence. In metaphysical circles, people often ask, how do I protect myself from low frequency attacks, from psychic interference, from archontic influences? The answer is simpler and more demanding than most people want to hear. Maintain a high, coherent frequency. You see, low frequency patterns, whether we call them archontic, demonic, traumatic, or systemic, need resonance to stick. They thrive on reactivity, fear, fragmentation, unprocessed trauma, and chronic survival mode. When you practice breath work that moves energy, stillness that trains the nervous system, nature immersion that entrains you to Gaia's coherence, movement that integrates energy, and heart-centered practices that align you with love, gratitude, and devotion, you become a poorer host for those patterns. Think of it like a radio signal. When your signal is strong and clear, weaker signals don't vanish. They just can't dominate your channel. You don't have to constantly battle darkness. You maintain light. Darkness loses its grip by default. This doesn't mean you'll never feel low. You are human. You'll have days when grief, anger, or fear arise. That's not failure. That's life. The question is, what is your baseline? If your baseline is coherence, then low frequency states move through more quickly. They don't defy you. They don't hijack you. Ask yourself, what practices make me noticeably more coherent, more present, less reactive? Which ones, when I do them consistently, make me a poor host for fear or manipulation? Those are your core frequency practices. Do them consistently. They don't have to be perfect, just consistent. So let's bring this home. What does it mean to be a master in training? It doesn't mean you never struggle. It doesn't mean you're always serene. It doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you recognize when you've been pulled into the noise. You have tools to return to center. You live from awareness more often than from reaction. You understand that your frequency is not just personal, it is a contribution to the whole. We've moved through a lot in this podcast series, from ETs and disclosure to the mimic code and archontic frequencies, from the architectures of distraction to the timeless traditions that counter those forces, and to embodied practices that raise and stabilize your frequency. This is the arc, from outer drama to inner sovereignty, from what happens to us to what we are becoming in the midst of it. The real disclosure is the one that happens inside you. I invite you to choose 1 to 2 practices from this episode and commit to them for 30 days. Maybe it's the connected breath practices 2 to 3 times a week, a daily stillness window every day, a weekly forest bathing session, a conscious movement practice, even 10 minutes a day. Notice what shifts in your reactivity, your clarity, your relationships, your sense of inner ground. you are not trying to become someone else. You are remembering who you are. So before we close, let me leave you with this. The outer will continue to reveal itself. New disclosures, new revelations, new shocks. But the real mastery is not in knowing more. It's in being more present, more coherent, more fully yourself. The disclosures unfolding around us and the disclosures unfolding within us are two sides of the same coin. As hidden things come into the light in the world, hidden beliefs, deeper revelations, fears, wounds, and forgotten gifts come into the light within us. This is the frequency of mastery. Not perfection, not control, but the willingness to meet what is revealed with awareness, steadiness, compassion, and truth. We are masters in training, remembering the deeper intelligence we came here to embody. Remember, we volunteered to be here at this time, in this incarnation, and in this very moment to participate in the birth of a new era of spiritual awakening. We are in it now. So every time you choose stillness over reactivity, coherence over fear, and presence over distraction, you help anchor that possibility into the collective field. You do your part to hold the light, to become the light, and to be the change that we all are seeking. Thank you for being here. Now let's create this new world together. We'll be talking more about these and other topics in future installments. And if there's anything that you would like for me to discuss or any questions you may have about anything that I've shared, please feel free to mention it by leaving a question or a comment in the comments section. As always, if you have found any of this information at all helpful or enlightening, please like, subscribe, and share with others. I appreciate those of you who are letting others know about this podcast, and I continue to be excited at the growing number of souls awakening worldwide to this ongoing movement of remembrance to a oneness consciousness. So in closing, as always, I send you my love. And if we are one, let's all